Hey everybody. So like I said, I was going to do these little learning experiences to kind of give off some good information about what I'm doing. And what I mean by good information is that it's true, it's factual, it's history, it's education. I'm not going to come from a place where it's like I believe that I can put some magic salve on a broom and fly across the sky. That's not what we're shooting for here. Witches, or that term in general, have been people who have just been looked down upon because they were more intuitive. Even clergy members and pastors weren't someone that people took to in the very beginning. They had a hard time with accepting that people were getting messages from God, and they tried to say that wasn't happening, or people weren't seeing angels or weren't getting signs from God and things like that, and just thought that they were crazy. Well, I mean, historically, we've seen, some people are just a little bit more intuitive in touch with that. And it takes a certain person to be able to take on the emotions of other people. Think about it. A pastor has to take on all sorts of things to, hear stories of absolute devastation to people and be there and support them through these things. So I do believe that people who are given the gift to be able to give people answers through divinatory tools and things like that, it's just another form of us connecting with our spiritual side. And like I said, I want to make everything factual about this and like a learning experience. So today I want to focus on two things when I do this little thing. And listen, I am a real person. I have real dogs behind me, and I have real kids, and they all make real noise. So just accept it. See, my dog chimed in at the right moment. So one thing I want to start off with is talking about a pentagram and a pentacle. We need to have that discussion because a pentagram is a 5-pointed star. So that's all that is. It's just another name for star. And pentagram has actually been a tool, or not a tool, but a symbol used in lots of different religions in lots of different ways. 5,000 years ago, Chinese potters put them on pots to give as gifts, and it was a sign of wealth and well-being. And then a little closer to home, Christians used it and still do in little symbolisms, actually showing the 5 points on Jesus Christ, the 5 wounds on Jesus Christ. And then if you go into my spiritual side, I just look at it as a sign, as more of like it's like a message of good fortune, well-being. It's life, it's connection, because it starts and goes. It means different things to different people. Now, an upside down star, might be something you want to stay away from, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the person's even really all that bad. Like if you go in someone's house and they have an upside down circle or upside down star with a circle around it, just go in there, maybe say a prayer. I don't know. No, it's really not that bad, but it's, but then, okay, so let's just move on. A pentagram, again, is a 5-pointed star. A pentacle in Wicca and paganism and things like that is now a sign or a symbol, similar to a cross for Christians. A pentacle is our just symbol of, who we are, and this is what we believe in, and we believe in like the whole life, the circle. A circle is everlasting. It's a continuation of love and free spirit and wonderfulness and wholeness. So again, and then you have stars in, Jewish religion. There's just so many, you can go on and on. So stars are obviously a really important part, but there's so many other different things. But I just want to talk about the difference between them. So just let's stop and say a pentacle is not something that you need to fear. If you come across it or something, literally just maybe start to look at it like if there was a cross hanging in someone's house, would you look at them differently? And maybe you would because you don't agree with their religion, but whatever the case is, but you don't necessarily judge someone for having a cross. So try not to judge me if you come in my house and there's a pentacle hanging on the wall. The other thing is too, altars. And why do witchy people have little things scattered through their house in little ways? Well, my grandmother had an altar in her house that had Mary, Mother, and Jesus, and different prayer cards and things that she had on her that meant things, different jewelry from past people and things like that. So it really, an altar in any religion is just something that you put together as a form of worship or thank you or gratitude towards your maker or your God of choosing. So it's, again, not a scary thing. Crystals are not going to harm you. And whether or not crystals and energy, if you believe in that, that's great. Whether or not it's a placebo or not, again, let's go back to and ye harm none, do what ye will, meaning as long as you aren't harming anyone, do what you wish, because I'm not going to judge you if you tell me that holding an amethyst makes you feel better. Even if it's a placebo, I personally have been through entirely too much trauma to worry about whether or not a crystal is making someone feel better. If you believe that it's making you feel better, then it's making you feel better. I'm not going to take that from you. So again, I don't want anyone to question why I do a certain thing. Again, I have so much going on in this house, we live here. Anyway, but the other thing I wanted to show you is this is a pendulum kind of pendulum board. So I don't necessarily have a pointed pendulum, but I have my necklace, and that I believe that these things are real. Don't get me wrong. I believe that a lot of people go online and they make kind of mockery of them to just kind of be like, I know the answer. I'm going to give you this answer, and this is going to be it. There's a lot that goes into that, and so I want to show you the proper way, or what I have studied and learned, the proper way to do this. So first off, the intention needs to be set. So you need to just kind of give it a second in the middle. Think about really what your intention is. And I want you to participate with me. So participate with me. Think about what your intention is. Do you have a question? Is there something that's haunting you? Is the universe not giving you some kind of clear-cut sign? So now, I'm not a steady person. As you can see, I'm a little shaky, right? But this is, for most purposes, not really moving all that much. I am not moving my hand. I'm an honest person, and I'm not moving my hand. My son's in the background, so he can probably attest to that, but I'm not moving. What's going to happen is that eventually, when the attention comes through and the question comes through, it's going to start moving. And it'll have kind of like there we go, a little bit of a swirl, right? So someone is definitely looking for an answer right now. And do we have an answer for them? Now you can see on the board, in certain sways and certain directions, it means something. So this right now is definitely swaying back and forth to yes to yes. Okay? So that is your answer. Your answer is yes. It's as simple as that. Don't have to overcomplicate this, people. So I just wanted to leave you with a little bit of information about the why and what's of how we're doing things and how I'm learning things and the real information that I want to share. And the other thing is that I guess before we go, that I do have someone here, and I won't necessarily make a big deal about it, but someone wanted to try a water scry. And so I do have this little black cauldron. And I know this is going to get weird. I didn't even intend on doing this right now, but I have to make this a little bit bigger, and hopefully I get this like on camera. Okay. So yes, this is a little black cauldron. It's nothing scary. We don't have to freak out about it. It's not meant to be freaky. All right. So water scrying is something that is very old. And what it is when you pour wax, I have an old one that I did kind of like a, test on. When you pour wax into water, it makes all sorts of pictures and things. We joked with this, and I'm going to be honest, and said that it looked like a nipple, and we weren't really sure really what it was. But the person who is on the other end of receiving the message from the wax being poured into the water is supposed to be able to see the message and be pretty clear about what the picture is. It's supposed to make sense to them. So, okay, you want to go ahead and pour it? Yeah, you have to pour it yourself.
No, you
You want me to pour it? Okay, all right. Okay, so I have some wax right here. And so we're just gonna, it's gonna go out obviously, and we're gonna pour right through the thing. Oh, it didn't go out. Sissy, normally it goes out. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway, so we'll let it cool for a minute. And then, and what's supposed to happen is you take it out, and the most of it that comes out is supposed to reveal like a picture to the person that's looking at it. If this makes sense to you in some way and has revealed some kind of information to you, then let me know. It's pretty interesting, right? I think it's supposed to come out as one whole thing. Again, we're learning, people. This to me looks like a little bone, doesn't it? Like a little tiny bone. Are you getting any messages out of here yet? Not yet. All right. Well, maybe we will in the future. Thank you. I want to leave this on a just clear quartz note, okay? We'll do a little education too when it comes to crystals and things as we learn here and go along. Clear quartz, it's found in a lot of different situations, and it's whatever brings you peace, okay? What I mean by that is all crystals have definitions of what they mean and what they could mean, right? And I could tell you that this is moonstone and its strength and prosperity and all of that, right? I could tell you that this is, black obsidian and that's for protection and that, right? And then I have like onyx and all sorts of other things, the things that I use. They're all supposed to, hematite, this is a big one, right? So there's all sorts of meanings behind them, but it's also what makes you feel good. So if you want to go into a little shop and pick up a crystal and it makes you feel good, you can read what it means on the little card, but it all depends on what your intention and what you need the crystal to mean. So blessed be, my friends. I hope you have a great day. And I hope maybe you learned something from this. Next little episode, I'm going to start doing more of my podcast. I'm really going to try to make this into a podcast more. We are going to be reading more of this book. It's called the Malleus Maleficarum. Okay, and as my daughter said, this sounds like something that was in Harry Potter, or was it actually in Harry Potter, or something? Who knows? I don't know, but it sounds like it is. And so we're going to figure out what that is. And it's referred to as the Hammer of Witches. It's one of the oldest books about witches. And it has a lot of information dating back to, I think it's like 1432 when that book was originally written. So a lot of information to unpack there. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day. Blessed be, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.